All right, y'all, you know what sucks more than power creep? Or should I say what makes power creep even worse? It's bottlenecks. And I'm not just talking about resource bottlenecks in Marvel Strike Force, but I'm also talking about character bottlenecks in Marvel Strike Force as well. In today's video, guys, I'm going to be talking about some key areas where I think Scopely should be focusing to increase the player experience and to help out with these bottlenecks to make power creep a little bit more manageable in Marvel Strike Force, guys. And we're starting right now. All right, guys, welcome back. Goofy Rexy here, and if it's your first time coming to the channel and you would like to see some more Marvel Strike Force content, then consider hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so that you'll know when my videos do go live. And then down below in the description, there's a few links that are down there. One to join my Discord. You can also follow me on Twitch, where I stream Marvel Strike Force content weekly. My Twitter and my Facebook page are also there as well. And there's some few other ways to support my content. One with my Patreon, where you can unlock some tiered rewards, Amazon coins, and more. So check those out below, guys. All right, the first thing I really want to talk about here is character availability. And I think that this is something that we need to focus and pay attention to. It's one thing to have frequent releases of characters. It's another thing for them to take forever for these characters to then become available. Now, I don't mind the frequent release of characters. We're kind of seeing a cadence where it's like a character every week and a half that's being added into Marvel Strike Force. My issue mainly is how long it takes for those characters to then become available, and by the time that they become available, they've already been power crept in the game. We saw this. We're kind of seeing a little bit of a trend. AV, I'm going to use this as an example. Although he's not a power crept character, this could have been a character that could have easily been power crept in Marvel Strike Force based on the time frame and how long it took for him to be available. AV was released in September of 2020, last year, 2020, and he was not made available or fountainable or farmable in Marvel Strike Force until recently, a couple weeks ago in May 2021. That's 8 months where we have gone without having access to a character that is impactful in this game. And with the frequent release of characters, let's take a look at an example of Emma Frost. Emma Frost was released last year, August, and we still have yet to see where she's available in Marvel Strike Force. I think things like that emphasizes power creep, in my personal opinion, right? I don't think that a character should be that long. We're approaching a year where Emma Frost is not available. I think at a very bare minimum, characters should be available within the first 3 months. If they're a top tier character, then you might be able to push it to 4 months. But I think going past that 3-month mark is absolutely absurd, and it's absolutely obscene. And there's a lot of different, you can't say, oh, we don't have anywhere to put those characters. There's a lot of these campaign nodes that have characters like Kree Noble and Spider-Man Miles. You could easily make some shifts with some characters that are in some late game farms, like Thor, who's currently right now in Heroes Chapter 7-3. You can move him down to an earlier node and then throw a character like AV into a later campaign node. I think that would absolutely make a difference, in my opinion, in terms of helping out a little bit with this power creep, making characters available a little bit earlier, in my opinion. One of the other things that I thought about in this game where I think that they can make some vast improvements, and it's specifically now talking about resources in this game. And one of the key areas that I wanted to focus on are their challenges. I think challenges, yes, they've added some new tiers, but they really haven't done much to improve what you're getting from the challenges that you're doing. It pretty much what you're doing, one challenge 3 times a week. The resources that you're getting from these challenges really aren't that impactful. Let's take a look at Orb Fragments, right? At tier 14, you're getting not even a full orb, a full premium orb whenever you're doing the farms for it. In my personal opinion, that's just not good enough. You're adding characters after characters, new characters going to these premium orbs. I don't really think that they're really taking any existing characters or old characters out. So when I look at this, you at least at a bare minimum got to start giving some more premium orbs so that people can get characters at a much more frequent pace than what you're giving them right now. We look at Red Stars. You've now added dark promo credits into Marvel Strike Force. You're releasing characters on a freaking basis like every week now, it seems like, right? And we're only getting, at tier 14, you're only getting 4.5 basic orbs from this, it's not really good enough. It's not enough to make an impact. Yes, you get the 5 from the calendar. Yes, you also get the Red Star Rampage Blitz, but it's a blitz and not everybody's going to be able to, you got to rank high. If you don't have a big enough roster, you're not going to really get high benefit out of that blitz anyways. In my opinion, it's not enough. If you're going to be releasing characters, bump that. I'm saying characters. You're releasing teams. You're not just releasing characters, you are releasing teams in Marvel Strike Force. So it's not just, hey, I can only invest into XYZ character. You're releasing a whole Heroes for Hire team, basically, right? Misty Knight and Colleen Wing, 2 new characters. You have to invest into 2 new characters. You have to invest into this new Infinity Watch team. You're releasing too many characters and not really upping the resources. As you up sort of the game itself, I think that you need to go back and up the resources that you're giving in certain areas. And I would think that starting in challenges is one of those areas where you definitely should be looking as well. Catalyst of change. You've made some increases in Relic Hunt, but you haven't really changed or doubled the resources that you're getting from Catalyst of change as well. And trust me, these catalysts become a huge, major problem as you approach doing later game content like your Dark Dimension 3, your Dark Dimension 4. As you start to go into doing later game arena, it becomes a massive, massive issue. I think you need to double or triple the resources that you're getting from Catalyst of Change. ABCs become a major problem for mid-game players, earlier game players who are trying to build out full teams. This is just really not enough, and ABCs tend to be a really, really big, massive crunch for earlier players, which they tell me a lot of the times. Gold is a massive, massive crunch. Once again, you're releasing these teams, you're upping levels from 70 now to 75 and now to 80, and we see 85 in the achievements. You got to start upping the gold. At tier 14, 120k gold, 360k gold every time. This is not enough. That's 1 million gold a week. What is that gonna do when the character goes to take a character from level 1 to level 80? That's 7.7 million gold. And then to take a character from gear tier 1 to gear tier 15, bro, that's another 1.4 or 1.5 million gold. In my opinion, it's not enough. They have to start looking at these challenges and start upping the resources that you're getting from this. You're not even getting a full gold orb by doing this every day. These are things that they definitely need to take a look at as well. Gold Rush, training day. They've actually done some pretty good jobs with the training mats, in my opinion. I think they've actually added and increased it in Strike Pass. They've increased it in some other areas as well, but I do think that they should definitely be adding some more of those. The purple training mats are not in these campaign nodes right now, and I think that if they added the purple training mats to campaign farms, that would also be another really good direction for them to go. I talked about gold earlier. I think you should also increase the gold that you're getting from your campaign farms to also help with some of these resource bottlenecks as well. Ability mats always could use more T4s. Now you're in the place where you can't just invest essential T4s anymore. You got to start investing luxury T4s. So as the game content starts to increase, I think it's imperative that they start to look at some of these resources that are here. T2s. I want to talk about T2s a little bit. I'm hearing from earlier players, sometimes earlier players get into later game alliances where they're doing U7.5, where they're doing Doom, some of them maybe at the mid-game point and doing Doom raids. There's an alliance that's carrying them. Unfortunately, if you get into U7.5 or U7 too early, you're not getting the T2s that you need. You're getting a bunch of T3s, but you're not getting any sort of T2. So it would be nice to see them sort of add these T2s to maybe to U7. Don't decrease the other resources you're getting from U7, but add these T2s so that players who start playing this game that are a little bit earlier, that are being carried by some of these alliances, they shouldn't be penalized because there are no T2s available. So I would like to see them add some of these T2s to make it a little bit easier. Once again, to alleviate some of that bottleneck, to make power creep just a little bit easier to manage. Medic supply, I just think there's an overall rework that needs to be done here with the, if you're going to be giving out Elite 4 credits, what is 80 Elite 4 credits really going to do for anybody's roster? I don't like that they've also capped out this health pack stuff too. For Dark Dimensions, you need more than 100 of these, man. You got to bring in at least a minimum of 4 characters into Dark Dimension 4, into these Dark Dimension 4 nodes, or per node, right? What is 100k? What is 100 going to do? You only can revive 2 characters, and then the rest of it you have to spend cores. Come on, man. That's really not enough in my opinion. They've made some changes too in a supply store, making some gear available. They've also added they've added these slots for the hero uniques, the superior uniques. I still think that there's a little bit more that they can do with these G13 hero uniques or superior uniques as well. They're going to be making some changes, my understanding, to the orange elite orbs. The orange elite orbs are going to be more available now for players who are only able to do 60% in those Greek raids. But I think that the orange gear elite orb, it's a lackluster orb in my opinion. I actually prefer the orange gear raid orb because it gives me a little bit more gear, gives me more origin gear, gives me more catalyst. I prefer that orb. But the orange elite orb, the appeal, I guess, for some players, or the appeal, I guess, from Scopely, this is what they look at, is that you have an opportunity. This is why they call it an elite orb, is that you have an opportunity to get these hero uniques in the store, in these orbs, but they're at a lower drop rate, 9.19% for these hero uniques. But you at a higher drop rate, you're getting this origin gear and you're getting these stat catalysts, which once again are important. But I think to increase, I guess, the appeal of this orb, it would be nice if they consolidated the origin gear and they consolidated the stat catalyst into 2 pillars, and then leave 1 pillar where it's just primarily the drops that you're going to get from the elite orb would then be the hero uniques that you could use, because you need 61 of them to bring a character from gear tier 12 all the way up to gear tier 15. So I think to alleviate that bottleneck a little bit, it would be nice if the orange elite orb sort of had a little bit more of value, in my opinion. If they just in 1 pillar, just leave 1 pillar with the superior uniques, and then you consolidate the catalyst, the origin pieces, the origin gear, you consolidate those into the 2 pillars of the orb. That would be my opinion. I think in general, they could also probably add some more, raid orbs to the stores, but they have added raid orbs to Strike Pass. I don't want to ignore that. They've added some more gear to Strike Pass as well. Even from a free-to-play perspective, you are getting some extra gear, but I think just some rework of these orbs would make it a little bit more favorable. Purple gear, orange gear orbs. I think if they made it, just rework the orbs a little bit so that you're getting more from those orbs, not just more from spending your resources. They've changed the cost of the resources, or they've upped the amount that you can get from the store by spending credits. But I think that they also need to up the resources that you're getting from those orbs as well, to then add some more value, to the orbs. We talked about red stars already, but one of the things I would like to mention, want to talk about a little bit more, are these promo credits. They're going to be adding more promo credits now so that you could get I think an extra 50 promo credits per month, which, by the way, is not really doing that much either. But there's no way right now, there's no opportunity for you to get any more gold promo credits, really, right? Gold promo credits are super scarce. I've been at 100, just a little over 100 for probably months now with my gold promo credits. There's really no other way for me to get gold promo credits other than spending money on offers in the store. I would like to see them provide more availability to get these gold promo credits, not with spending, but also giving some rewards through other things that are already there in the game, just giving us some more and extra gold promo credits. In my opinion, the war store, I think, needs to be reworked. There's too many characters that are in the war store. This has turned into like what they could do to change a lot of things in this game, right? I don't know why blue gear is purchasable in the war store. I think if they remove blue gear a little bit, it would free up some slots to increase some added characters in the store. If you got rid of the blue gear, you could then add another lane of where you could get more characters, another row of characters, I should say, in the store. You could then add another row of hero uniques or superior uniques in the store as well. You could also, I'm gonna just keep it real, they upped the G15, they upped the amount that you can get to 4, but for the G14 mini uniques, they're still purchasable at 2 for the same price. So if you're gonna change the pricing on the G15 pieces to 4 for 1,400, then it shouldn't cost 1,400 for you to get 2 of the G14 pieces. Shouldn't that be less expensive than the G15 pieces, in my opinion? I don't know. That's just one thing that I think that they definitely should rework. And we could talk about some other things, some other orbs as well, like the premium orbs. I think that they should restructure that premium orb so that they can throw characters that are older into like a legacy orb, and then the premium orb, they should throw they should really only leave characters in the premium orbs that are late game farms or characters that are not farmable. That way, when you market the premium orb, whatever offer in the store for $24.99, it actually has a little bit more value. Because right now, bro, I'm not buying that for $24.99 when I know I could possibly get Wolverine or Aim Infector from the premium orb. Child, please. I'm not doing that. So I think that they really got to look at a lot of these things. Gear is a bottleneck. Gold is a massive bottleneck. There's plenty of areas in the game where they could increase gold. Challenges is a place where I would start. Campaigns is another area where I would look into as well. Think about it from the perspective of a players. If you are going to continually up the levels in the game, you also need to up the resources in the game as well to make that easier. Ions are another problem. Green ISOs, green crystals, those need to be a lot more available. And stop telling me something about you have the agency to choose the classes. Not really. You really don't, because it costs so much to change. If you go to a level 4 skirmisher or a level 5 skirmisher, it costs a lot of ions, homie, to then switch it from skirmisher to striker, right? It's a lot of ions. So the agency and the theory crafting aspect of it is really gone. And with blue ISOs now, you have to start making decisions with green ISOs that are going to impact blue ISOs. So you Fortifier may be better on Emma Frost with blue ISOs. And unfortunately, you got to put Fortifier on her at green ISOs in order to get the benefit, because it's just, the cost is just astronomical. But I'm going to stop here, man. We could talk about Arena. The cores that you're getting from Arena, way too low. The credits that you're getting from Arena, way too low in my opinion. There's so much more to talk about, but I'm stopping now because there's too much. There's too much to talk about, man. But I really honestly think that these are some things that they should be looking at in Marvel Strike Force. Scorpio should definitely look at, because I think that there's a better way for them to improve the quality of this game, include the player experience, that would alleviate making power creep feel so bad in Marvel Strike Force, in my opinion. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. If you like the video, make sure that you like. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Also, check my links down below. Where you can join my Discord. Follow me on Twitch. I stream Marvel Strike Force content weekly. Twitter, Facebook is also down there as well. Other ways to also support the channel. My link to my Patreon is down there as well. Amazon coins and so much more. But appreciate you guys so much. Y'all be blessed and y'all be safe.